What is up, ladies and gents? My name is Ben, this is Packed House, and this is going to be my first impressions video on The Last Guardian. Quick side note, tidbit, whatever, I am sick. I have sinus issues, so I do apologize about that. And because of that, I will definitely try to make this video a short one. Get my point across, so that way you can get in, get out, I don't get you sick. Okay, that's kind of stupid to say. Anyway, this is going to be my first impressions, so let's get started. So as I mentioned earlier, this is going to be my first impressions video for The Last Guardian. It came out December 6th, and it is a PS4 exclusive title. If you're curious about the development cycle, the team, the director, anything like that, you can go ahead and check out my Why the Hype video that I made a couple of weeks ago. I will leave that in the description right below the video. So the whole point of the game is that it's a puzzle platformer. You will play as a little boy trying to escape this humongous castle with this giant bird, dog, cat beast named Trico. It plays very similar to the previous games by the developer Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. I've played approximately 4 hours of the game, just enough for me to feel like I'm comfortable giving a good first impressions of the game. Now, this is not going to be my final review. Once I actually beat the game, I will come back and update my review, I guess you can say. But this is just how I feel as of 4 hours in. So there are going to be 5 aspects that I use to rank this game. It is going to be narrative, music, gameplay, visual art style, and engagement. So then let's go ahead and start with the narrative. So the story is told as the boy many years from now, and he's recounting these tales of how he escaped this castle with this giant beast named Trico. And I feel that it is a great way to tell the story, this oral communication of the story. It's actually a very great mix of narrative and visual storytelling. Also, the narrator actually gives you little hints whenever you're stuck, like, oh, I felt like I needed to search around this room a little more, or whatever. And I think it's actually really clever, and I think it's really great just to help players such as myself who are not that great at puzzle platformers. I don't want to give too much of the story away, but so far from what I've experienced, the way that the story is presented, the story itself, I will give the narrative an A-. Next, I will say gameplay, and this is going to take a lot more time than the narrative. So unfortunately, whenever the game itself jumped from the PS3 to the PS4, the controls didn't jump with it. So it feels like they took the controls from Shadow of the Colossus, which was released in 2005 for the PS2, and just imported them into this game. Extremely clunky, the camera is extremely wonky, very hard to tell where you're going, what's going on, and it just really bogs down the experience. I was really hoping that they would be able to fine-tune it a little bit more than what they actually did. It also holds the player's hand with all these prompts. As soon as you do something like start climbing a ledge, it'll tell you, oh, hit triangle to jump, or X to descend, or pick this up using circle, or throw it with square. Every time. It's like a constant tutorial, almost as if you've never played a video game before. However, I will say that the puzzles are great to try to figure out, and you have this wonderful bonding experience with Trico. Yes, Trico can be hard-headed, it can be very difficult to get him to do what you want him to do, but that kind of simulates real life where you can't really get a cat to do what exactly you want it to do unless you train it, and it takes time. And after the course of the game, I hear that you both learn from each other, and you as a player develop more patience and understand how Trico works, and Trico will understand the player more and do more things. However, because of the camera and the clunky controls, I will have to give the gameplay a C+. Next aspect I want to talk about is music. The music captures the mood perfectly, and it is wonderful when it decides to play. A lot of times you don't hear the music, it's very silent. All you hear are the boy and Trico pedaling along, trying to figure out the next puzzle. And it does great to capture that mood and allows the player to think. And then whenever you get into this wide opening and you hear the soft music starting to trickle in from the background, it's really great. It's beautiful. All in all, I do enjoy the music. I wish there was more of it, thus I will give it a B+. Second to last aspect that I would like to mention is the visual art style. Now, I am very glad that they were able to make the jump from the PS3 to the PS4, and you can see it in the visual art style. The game just looks beautiful. For the type of story it is, the visual art style portrays it very well. It's as if they took the art style from Ico and combined it very well with Shadow of the Colossus and evolved it, and they did a great job with that. Visual art style I'm in love with. I will say it's an A. Then the last aspect that I would like to talk about is engagement. The way that the story is told, the way that the music is portrayed, it invested me very much into the game. I am left with lots of questions as what's going on, how are they going to get out, what's going to happen. It's great. It has me hooked. However, I will say that due to the puzzle platforming, it is more like Ico than it is Shadow of the Colossus. So if you enjoy the puzzle platformers, go with that. I will give the engagement an A. So my final thoughts. While I've been waiting for this game for years, it doesn't quite live up to the expectation that I was really hoping for. As I just mentioned, it takes more cues from Ico than it does Shadow of the Colossus, which I love Shadow of the Colossus. It's one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. And I was really hoping that they would be able to evolve from that, but it feels like they might have taken a step backwards towards Ico. And as awesome as all these aspects were, the gameplay really brought everything else down. And it's... However, I am very engaged with the story. I want to see how it plays out, and I cannot wait to get back and play it and finish it. However, I do not see the replay value being very high. And what I mean by that is that as soon as I finish the game, I'm going to want to jump on to something else, like let's say Final Fantasy 15, rather than go ahead and restart the game right then and there and collect all the different collectibles throughout the game. Now, I probably will want to pick up the game years down the line whenever I want to refresh on the story and remind myself of what the game is all about, but that's probably going to take a year or so for me to want to replay the game. So as a final thought, I will give it a B. So that's it, guys. Thank you for checking out this video. If you want to see other videos, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. I did an unboxing video with my good friend Alex. If you want to see that, it's going to be linked in the description below. And we have a bunch of awesome, fun videos for you guys to watch. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, show us some love. And as always, my name is Ben, this is Packed House. Thank you for putting up with my sinus sickness and crappiness, whatever. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!